Hello, welcome to the office cave. This is going to be a very scrappy video, a bit like my last one, only more talking head, because it's Q4 and we're in the middle of it. But I do want to do a bit of a wrap up of my autumn WIPS and also planning ahead with my winter WIPS. I'm a little bit behind schedule, so words, Kim, word would be good. Yeah, scrappy video, there you go. Right. I've written everything down because nothing gets remembered if I don't. So my autumn projects, my autumn stuff, the autumn things that I made, there were 5. And I think you've seen some of them anyway in my last video. I wanted to share them with you again. There obviously was my cowl, which I know you've seen. I left this on the sofa yesterday and the dog fell asleep on it and now it's absolutely covered, but I'm going to put it on now because I'm cold. So I'm just hoping that the dog hair will just, I don't know, add some extra warmth or something. So there was this, and I've already spoken to you about how proud I am of it. One thing that you haven't seen yet, this was the, I don't think you've seen it. Is it gonna? It's my little pumpkin brooch, except I didn't hello. Thank you. I didn't actually get around to putting a a brooch backing on it, so it's not so much a pumpkin brooch yet as a pumpkin patch. But I edged it and I did it. I'm counting it as a finished WIP, okay? Okay. So that's 2. Brilliant. Again, another one I know that you've seen is my my autumn project bag. There you go, made out of this fabric, which I have grown to hate. More on that in a second. So that's 3. The 4th thing that I made was the autumn jumper, which you can kind of see skulking in the background there. You will have already seen it. The dress to jumper refashion video. It was originally a curtain. You could argue it should have stayed as a curtain. It's cursed. This fabric is beautiful, but cursed. Maybe it was happy being curtains and just wasn't happy with me cutting it all up. I digress. I had made a dress out of it, way too big, and I don't wear dresses, so not one of my smarter moves. So I wanted to make something that I would actually wear out of it. And I managed to turn it into a crop jumper, which I hated the process. I think the video footage shows that. It was the fact that I hate not finishing things was the reason I finished it. But I'm glad I did persevere because the end result is not something I hate. It's not, I think I said in the last video, it's not the best thing I've ever made. It's not the worst. So that's what, number 4. And then the other 5th thing, well, this is really a work in progress. It's not a finished thing. Last time I showed you this, there was only one row to it, and now you can see my mossy blanket has 2 rows. So this is literally a work in progress, and I just chip away at that when I have nothing else and I need something to do with my hands. At the moment, it lives on the back of my armchair because I like the idea of this corner being like a little mossy corner in a cave where I just sit and stitch and drink coffee. Ooh, which reminds me. Right, okay, so you'll have seen the pumpkin mug. That was my autumn mug. I packed it all away. I didn't have a box for it, so I was like packing it with all of the paper that I could find, and it is now safely wrapped up in a blanket next to a cushion in the autumn box, which will now be going back up into the attic once I've added these things. Do you want to see my winter mug? I think this is a nice transition from the autumn section of this video to the winter. This is such a beautiful mug. I love it! Right, let's get my face out of the way so it focuses. Oh, I absolutely love it. It's just beautiful. Now, I made a bit of a clanger with my pumpkin mug. I didn't think anybody would be interested, so I didn't think to share it. Some people did start asking where I got it from, and then I would respond and let them know. And I'm kind of kicking myself now because I should have put the link to their shop or their website in the description, and I didn't. I did check with the lovely Cara from Sparrow's Nest Ceramics, and she's more than happy for me to share her shop. So if you like this and you would like one for yourself, or you'd just like to check her out, description, no, link in description. That's the bunny. And I will also put a link to the chappie that I bought the pumpkin mug from. Now I did check, at the time of checking, he didn't have any pumpkin mugs in stock. However, he might restock, so go and check out his website as well. They both have Etsy shops, but I am linking to their websites because, as you know, I also have an Etsy shop, but it is my website that enables me to really live off what I do. And websites can be pricey, so if you can help them out by purchasing from their website instead of Etsy, all the better. So there you go. Anyway, so this is the winter mug. It was quite tricky. I'm going to do this again. I'm just going to spin it around. It was quite tricky to find a cup that was it was a hard ask. I wanted something that gave me that feeling of like Christmas zhuzhery. But also that could be used throughout the winter. I didn't necessarily want a Christmas specific mug. So this, I think, is just perfect because this just reminds me of those cold, crispy winter nights where you can see the stars and it's so cold that it just like looks frosty. I think this is meant to be more like a beach, but I saw snow, and that's every time I look at this I think of snowy, wintry, frosty nights like we've just had recently actually. I went out the other day and it was bitterly cold, but I could see all of the stars and I could see the Milky Way, and it was just oh. Okay, let's dive in to winter projects. Let's start, shall we, with something that probably should also have been in the autumn projects because I included it as one, but never did anything with it. That's right, the socks. I still have the wool. I still have the teeny tiny needles that I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with. Nothing, and I mean nothing, has happened with it. It did at one point find its own project bag, but I've had to take that project bag back because I have nothing else to put my current project in, the one that I'm actually working on, which I'm going to show you now, which is ironically a project bag. Because of course it is. I want to have a project bag for every season. So when I go up into the attic and get my seasonal boxes, there's going to be a seasonal project bag in each and every single one. Am I extra that way? Yes. Yes, I am. So this one, I painted up myself a bit of fabric, which you may have seen on social media. It didn't end up looking anything like the picture that I posted because I bottled it. It had much more defined white blobs. And the idea behind those was that it was going to be like a whiter, lighter background for the snowflakes, and I just thought they looked too bold. The problem is though, they always do when it's wet, and if I just left it, it probably would have looked really, really cool. But like I said, I bottled it, I painted over them, and you can still kind of see them, like this one here. It's a bit lighter at the back. Next time. But yes, you might recognise these snowflakes. They are some of my designs. I completely messed up the positioning of them because I just saw a bit of like, what is this, square, rectangle? You get my drift. I just saw that and was like, ooh, I'll have one there and I'll have one there and I'll have one there. Seams be damned. And that's the problem. So like the top, I'm wittering on. I am aware of this, but I'm brain dumping. Bear with. This is going to be like down here a little bit. And then of course the seams are going to be in like that a little bit. And then when a project bag is shut, it's going to be like that a little bit, which takes up a lot of space. So I've positioned some of my snowflakes in really stupid places. But I do like this. And I am thinking that if the finished result looks any good, I might put one up in the shop. I'm not sure if they would sell though, but I might just do it for myself because I think they're cute, and I like the idea of having project bags in the shop for every season. I've got my sunset bags for summer, I've got my toadstool bags and the sunflower bags for like autumn, and then I can have these for the winter. Not sure what I'll do for spring yet, but I'm jumping way ahead because this is winter projects. So there's that. Okay, we'll pop that back in the bag. There we go. So there we go. That's 2 projects, socks and a project bag to put the socks in. There's 2 projects I'd like to work on over the next 3 months, December, January and February. I have 3 more, that's 4, Kim. I have 3 more projects that I would like to work on over the next few months, and they're all sort of fixing and rejuging existing things. So I'm going to share with you a thrifted knitted blanket that's very red. I don't like those squares, but that's one of the things that I need to rejudge somehow. But someone's put a lot of effort into this, and they've sewn all of these squares together. And I kind of like the fact that it looks so homemade and scrappy. It just makes my heart sing a little bit. There we go. Can you see? Can you see? Knitted blanket needs repair. That's what I'm hoping to do. And it was £3. But there we go. But yeah, I love that. So repairing it, and also maybe I'm wondering if I can use wool to embroider some detailing on it to maybe help tone down, like, good God, the redness. Not quite sure how I would do that yet, but you know, that's where the creativity comes in. So that's repair project number 1, or project number 3 if you want. And the other 2, you will have seen this before. It usually lives on my mannequin, but I don't wear it. Why? Because of these bloody things, that's why. I stuffed up the sleeves. I lost the instructions for a time and thought, I know how to do this, it's fine. Turns out I did not know how to do this, and I did it completely the wrong way. I've spoken about that in a previous video. You don't need me to go into it again, but what I'm going to do is take the sleeves off and do them properly, because then they won't be so bulky, they won't annoy me so much, and I'll wear this. It also means that I'm going to have some granny squares to play with. I'll probably end up making another cowl or something, because why not? So there we go, granny square cardigan, so that I can actually start wearing that. And then this is a blanket that I made for my daughter years ago for her bed, and like the thrifted blanket, it has holes where there shouldn't be holes, so that needs to be fixed. No idea what I'm doing there. In fact, I should probably stop playing with it because it unravels. Making it worse, I'm making it worse. So there you go, there's a oh, that's a pretty sight, isn't it? There's the thumbnail. This is my whip pile for winter, and obviously socks and the project bag. That'll keep me nicely out of trouble, won't it? Yes, yes it will. Alright, it was a short and hopefully sweet one, but as I say, 4:15. Balls being dropped, plates spinning, smashing to the floor. You get the vibe. So I will go now. I will consider this the video that completes my autumn season, and now we can move on into winter. And I have to admit, getting these last 2 videos out has kind of been why I've been more quieter than usual on this channel, so hopefully I will show up a little bit more now. Anywho, if you have any winter projects lined up, come and let me know, and then we can just share each other's progress as the season progresses. Alright, you lovely lot, I will see you next time. Bye bye.